Hello, here we are again. My name is Tom Pritchard, and this is the third of the Sacred Place and the Dark Side, which is number 8 or number 9 or number 7. I'm not going to say what number it is because it gets changed around with some video in between or something like that sometimes. So the last video was the second in the series about the dark side. So please watch the whole series, at least on the dark side, and Sacred Place, starting from number 1, would be good. Let's see. We talked about in the last video, the title of this is something like Extrasensory Security, Protection, the Mental Martial Arts, which I would call, when I talk about it, the Meta-Hermeneutical Martial Arts. Anyway, we talked about in the last one a little bit about protecting yourself, and now we need to get into it in more detail. I talked about how people surround themselves with light and to protect themselves, and many very good teachers teach that, and for various reasons that I'll mention, but there's more than that. So if you're surrounding yourself with white light or things of that nature, visualization, affirmations and stuff like that, that's good because that happens at a certain level of consciousness. But at the deeper levels, and I hope the people that are following these videos and the practice that I teach here learn sufficiently how to deepen your level of consciousness, and there are many good ways to do this out there. Learn how to deepen your consciousness sufficiently where you don't need to protect yourself because nothing's a threat to you because you're so strong. Like the good martial artists. They don't fight anymore. The real good ones. They don't fight. Nothing can really get to them. It goes to from just a purely physical into the mental physical and then into the spiritual. And from Sacred Place, in Sacred Place, nothing can get to you. Nothing will attack you that can attack you. So let me finish up about the surrounding yourself with white light, because that seems to be what a lot of people do and are taught, and that's fine. If you're up in the big bubble, you have to surround yourself with white light, because that's all you can do. That's all you're capable of. But remember how I've said several times before, what you defend against, you make real. So if you're protecting yourself about something that's going to get you, you're actually making that which you think is going to get you, you're subtly giving it more energy anyway. And an analog to that might be, that'll help you understand, might be if an infant was put into a protective environment, germ-free and virus-free, and like in a bubble, and the child grew up and was 14 or 15 years old, and then all of a sudden was let out of the germ-free environment and went off to high school. And well, the story is that I've heard many times is because that child's immune system hadn't been stressed, it hadn't really developed and gotten strong. So when it went out into the regular environment, the slightest little germ would get to it and make that child seriously ill, or maybe even kill the child. So it's like that with surrounding yourself with white light. If you're constantly protecting yourself, and little kids, they pick up stuff off the floor and they put it in their mouth, and they don't care, they don't know any better. But it's through this whole process of recovering from stress, trauma, from these germs, your immune system develops. This is how we grow. It's like pumping iron. You stress your muscles, and then you recover and you get stronger. So many people now are doing deep spiritual practice, and when you go deeper and maintain a deep level of consciousness and can enter a sacred place, nothing is a threat because nothing can get to you. You know how I said what you resist persists, and what you defend against you make real. It's the same thing as in the Bible. It says, resist not evil. So don't resist evil. Or if you have to, surround yourself with white light, or you have to protect yourself from every little thing, get strong. Learn how to get stronger. And so I think I've covered that. You know, people ask me questions and then I answer them on these videos. I had a question about what is the difference, let's see, is the witness and the observer the same thing? Well, again, it has to do with the bubble diagram. We'll use that as a model so we can understand. Up in the big bubble, everything's your threat. You have to protect yourself against everything. And so when we deepen our level of consciousness, where we're more aware and clear, the observer, we call it the observer. You're more aware and you naturally observe more with your awareness and clarity. And then you go deeper, and that same thing, but it's just deeper, develops into the witness. And you continually take that deeper, and like on the one previous video about advanced meditation, when you're in sacred place, you can take that sacred place in every moment, of course. And the practice is, the advanced meditation practice, is to begin to see through the appearances that are there to the truth that's behind the appearances, to the presence that's there, to their true nature. So anyway, thank you very much, and we'll continue with Sacred Place.